Hello there, and welcome to the Curious Mind Sleep Channel. Tonight, we're drifting through the gentle world of sleepwalking, a place where your body moves while your mind rests peacefully. Maybe you've experienced this yourself, or maybe you've always wondered about these quiet nighttime journeys. Either way, you're in the right place. We're going to explore 100 fascinating facts about sleepwalking. Gentle discoveries about what your body does while you dream. Some are beautiful, some are curious, and all of them are perfect for drifting off to sleep. You're welcome to close your eyes at any point. There's no need to remember any of this. Just let the words wash over you like soft waves. And if sleep finds you before we're done, that's exactly what this is for. Let's begin this gentle journey together. Sleepwalking is one of sleep's most peaceful mysteries. It happens when your sleeping brain allows your body to move, not because something is wrong, but because your brain is doing something remarkably complex and deeply natural. Tonight, you'll discover how common it is, how your brain protects you during these quiet wanderings, and why sleepwalking is simply another way your body takes care of itself while you rest. There's no urgency here, no need to focus. Just settle into a comfortable position. Let your breathing slow and allow yourself to drift wherever these gentle facts take you. If you're here because sleep has been difficult lately, know that you're not alone. Many others are listening right now, just like you, hoping to find rest. And together, we'll explore the sleeping mind, one peaceful fact at a time. You can let go now. Everything is taken care of. Before we journey through our 100 facts, let's understand what sleepwalking really is. Sleepwalking, or somnambulism as scientists call it, happens during the deeper stages of sleep, usually in the first third of the night, when your body is transitioning between different sleep phases. Your brain is actually doing something quite sophisticated. It's partially awake and partially asleep at the same time. During sleepwalking, the parts of your brain that control movement become active, while the parts that create full consciousness remain asleep. This means your body can perform complex actions, walking, opening doors, even having simple conversations, all while your conscious mind rests peacefully in dreams. It's not dangerous. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. In fact, sleepwalking affects about 15% of children and 4% of adults at some point in their lives. You're in good company. And here's something comforting to know. Most sleepwalkers never hurt themselves. Your brain, even while sleeping, has protective mechanisms that guide your movements and keep you safe. Your body knows what it's doing, even when your mind doesn't remember. So as we explore these facts together, remember that sleepwalking is simply your brain showing you how capable it is, how it can navigate the world even while you rest. It's actually quite beautiful when you think about it. Now, let your shoulders drop. Take a slow breath, and let's drift into our first cluster of peaceful facts. Throughout history, sleepwalking has been associated with the moon, which is why it's sometimes called moon walking in many cultures. People once believed that the full moon caused sleepwalking, that its gentle light somehow called to sleeping bodies, inviting them to wander. While modern science has shown that the moon doesn't actually cause sleepwalking, there's something poetic about this old belief. The image of someone walking peacefully in moonlight, moving between waking and dreaming, captures the gentle mystery of this phenomenon. While the moon watches from above, down here on Earth, it is often the youngest among us who wander. If you sleepwalked as a child, you're part of a large and peaceful group. Research published in pediatric sleep journals shows that about 15 to 25% of children experience sleepwalking at some point during their development, most commonly between the ages of 4 and 8. The reason is actually quite reassuring. Children's brains are growing rapidly, forming new connections every night. Their sleep cycles are deeper and more intense than adults, and sometimes the brain's mechanisms for keeping the body still during sleep haven't fully matured yet, so the body simply moves. If you're a parent listening to this and your child sleepwalks, know that they're perfectly safe. Their brain is simply practicing, learning how to manage the intricate dance between movement and stillness, consciousness and sleep. Many sleepwalkers don't wander randomly. Instead, they follow familiar routines. They might walk to the kitchen, open the refrigerator, or try to get dressed. These actions feel purposeful because, in a way, they are. This is actually quite comforting. It means that even in the deepest sleep, your brain is organized, structured, following patterns it trusts. You're not lost or confused. You're simply moving through pathways your brain knows by heart. Some sleepwalkers will go through the motions of making breakfast, folding laundry, or organizing objects. The actions are gentle, careful, methodical. It's your sleeping brain's way of saying, "I know this, I've got this, everything is under control." The brain doesn't want to stay in this in-between state for long. It's a temporary moment, a brief crossing between sleep stages, and then it passes. Like a gentle wave that rises and falls. The sleepwalking episode comes, exists for a moment, and then recedes back into deeper sleep. This brevity is actually protective. Your body knows that sleep is for resting, not wandering, and it naturally guides you back to stillness. The episode ends on its own, quietly, without drama or difficulty. The brain doesn't want to stay in this in-between state for long. It's a temporary moment, a brief crossing between sleep stages, and then it passes, like a gentle wave that rises and falls. The sleepwalking episode comes, exists for a moment, and then recedes back into deeper sleep. This brevity is actually protective. Your body knows that sleep is for resting, not wandering, and it naturally guides you back to stillness. The episode ends on its own, quietly, without drama or difficulty. This surprises many people, but it's true. Most sleepwalkers walk with their eyes open, not wide open, staring and alert, but softly open, with a glazed, distant expression. They're looking, but not quite seeing in the way we normally think of sight. The visual cortex, the part of your brain that processes what your eyes see, is working, but at a reduced capacity. Sleepwalkers can navigate around furniture, avoid obstacles, and walk down hallways. But they're not consciously processing the visual information. Their brain is using automatic, unconscious vision, the same kind that lets you walk to the bathroom in the dark without thinking about it. If you've ever seen someone sleepwalking, you might have noticed that vacant, peaceful expression. A face that looks calm and present, but somehow elsewhere. That's because they are elsewhere, deep in the landscape of sleep, while their body moves through the physical world like a gentle ghost. There's an old myth that you should never wake a sleepwalker, that waking them will cause shock or even harm them somehow. This isn't true. Waking a sleepwalker is perfectly safe. They might be confused for a moment, disoriented, wondering how they got there. But that's all. There's no danger. But here's what's actually recommended. Instead of waking them abruptly, gently guide them back to bed. A soft touch on the shoulder, a quiet voice saying, "Let's go back to bed," and the sleepwalker will usually cooperate peacefully. Their brain, even in this partial sleep state, responds to gentle guidance. This is reassuring because it means sleepwalking isn't some dramatic, dangerous condition. It's simply a quiet, temporary state that can be managed with kindness and patience. Your sleeping brain is still responsive, still capable of being cared for, even when it's wandering in dreams. This genetic component isn't about a flaw being passed down. Instead, it's about the way your brain is structured, the particular patterns of your sleep architecture, the specific way your neural pathways are arranged. These traits are inherited just like eye color or height. They're simply part of who you are. Knowing this can be comforting. If you or someone you love sleepwalks, it's not random or mysterious. It's a family trait, passed down through generations. Perhaps your great-grandfather took quiet nighttime walks in his sleep. Perhaps your grandmother wandered peacefully through her childhood home while dreaming. While sleepwalking often happens on its own, it can become more frequent during periods of stress or anxiety. When your mind is busy, worried, processing difficult emotions, your sleep can become less stable, and sleepwalking episodes may increase. Sleep researchers at Stanford have noted that this has a certain logic to it. Your brain is trying to process emotional experiences, working through challenges even while you sleep. The sleepwalking isn't the problem. It's more like a symptom, a gentle signal that your mind needs rest, care, perhaps a bit more peace during waking hours. If you're going through a difficult time right now, be patient with yourself. If sleep has been restless, if you've been walking in dreams more than usual, know that this too shall pass. Your brain is simply doing its best to manage everything you're carrying, and that's actually quite remarkable when you think about it. Some sleepwalkers will have entire conversations while asleep, answering questions, making comments, even seeming completely aware and present, but they're not truly awake. The next morning, they'll have no memory of the conversation at all. The conversations are often simple, brief, sometimes a bit strange or nonsensical, but occasionally, sleepwalkers will say things that make perfect sense, that seem completely normal, and the person listening might not even realize they're talking to someone who's asleep. This reveals something fascinating about how modular your brain really is, how different systems can operate independently. You don't need to be fully awake to speak. Language is so deeply ingrained in your neural pathways that it can function automatically, guided by sleeping patterns rather than conscious thought. Sleepwalking almost always occurs during deep sleep, specifically during stage 3 of the sleep cycle, also called slow wave sleep. This is the deepest, most restorative phase of sleep, when your brain waves slow down into long, rolling rhythms. During this stage, your body repairs itself, your immune system strengthens, your memories consolidate. It's essential sleep, the kind that makes you feel truly rested the next day. And sometimes, during these deep phases, the mechanisms that usually keep your body still simply relax their grip. This is why sleepwalking usually happens in the first third of the night. That's when deep sleep predominates. Later in the night, during lighter sleep and REM dreaming, sleepwalking rarely occurs. Your body has moved past that threshold, settled into different rhythms. So if you sleepwalk, take comfort in knowing that your brain is reaching deep levels of rest. The wandering is just a small quirk in an otherwise healthy, restorative sleep process. Your body is doing exactly what it needs to do, repairing, restoring, preparing you for tomorrow. Throughout history, sleepwalking has been interpreted in various ways, sometimes as spirit possession, sometimes as prophecy, sometimes as the soul wandering while the body rested. These interpretations reveal how humans have always tried to make sense of this mysterious phenomenon. But underneath the cultural explanations, one thing remains constant. Sleepwalking has always been recognized as a natural, if unusual, part of human sleep. Ancient peoples knew that sometimes sleepers would rise and walk. They saw it, recorded it, tried to understand it, just as we do now. We're all part of this long, long history. Millions of humans across thousands of years, all of us sleeping, all of us occasionally walking in dreams. It connects you to something vast and timeless. Sleepwalking is different from sleep terrors, though they sometimes occur together. Sleep terrors involve fear, confusion, screaming, a racing heart, while sleepwalking is typically calm, quiet, peaceful. Sleepwalking, by contrast, usually involves no fear at all. The sleepwalker is calm, their movements measured and purposeful. They might look focused, determined even, but not frightened. Their brain isn't activating fear. It's simply activating movement. If you've experienced sleep terrors in addition to sleepwalking, know that this too is manageable. Both phenomena emerge from the same deep sleep stages, and both typically decrease as the brain matures or as stress reduces. They're not dangerous, not harmful, just intense experiences that your brain creates while trying to process sleep transitions. Perhaps the most astonishing thing about sleepwalking is how well sleepwalkers navigate. They avoid furniture, walk through doorways, climb stairs, all while their conscious mind is deeply asleep. How is this possible? The answer lies in your brain's incredible spatial awareness systems. Even in sleep, your brain maintains a map of your environment. This map is stored in the hippocampus and processed by regions that handle spatial navigation. These systems don't require consciousness to function. They're automatic, always running in the background. This is why sleepwalkers rarely injure themselves. The sleeping brain isn't reckless or careless. It's using sophisticated navigation systems that evolved over millions of years. Systems designed to keep you safe even when consciousness fades. Your brain is so capable, so intelligent, that it can guide your body through complex environments without waking you. It protects you. It knows the space around you. It keeps you safe, all while you rest peacefully in dreams. We've explored the peaceful nature of sleepwalking, the gentle wanderings, the family patterns, the way your body moves through familiar spaces while dreaming. Now, let's drift deeper into the sleeping brain itself to understand what's actually happening inside your mind during these quiet, nighttime journeys. If your breathing has slowed, if your thoughts are beginning to soften and drift, that's perfect. Let yourself settle even deeper. There's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to remember. Just let these gentle discoveries about your sleeping brain wash over you like waves on a quiet shore. During most of sleep, your motor cortex, the part of your brain that controls voluntary movement, is essentially offline. Your brain sends inhibitory signals down your spinal cord, temporarily paralyzing your body's major muscle groups. This is protective. It prevents you from acting out your dreams, from moving when you should be still. Scientists describe this as a partial arousal from deep sleep. Parts of your brain wake up while other parts continue sleeping. It's not that something has gone wrong. It's more that the boundaries between sleep states have become temporarily permeable, allowing movement to occur in a normally still phase. This reveals how modular your brain truly is, how different regions can operate independently, how consciousness isn't an all or nothing state, but rather a spectrum of activation patterns constantly shifting through the night. The prefrontal cortex is what makes you you in the fullest sense. Your judgment, your reasoning, your sense of identity. When it sleeps, what remains active are more primitive systems: motor control, spatial navigation, automatic behaviors. You become, in a sense, more pure movement, less complex thought. This is why sleepwalkers perform simple, routine actions rather than solving problems or having creative insights. The sleeping brain doesn't have access to its highest functions. It's working with older, deeper systems that existed long before humans developed language or complex reasoning. One of sleepwalking's most curious aspects is that memories of the episode rarely form. When you wake the next morning, the sleepwalking experience is simply gone, as if it never happened. And in a very real sense, for your conscious mind, it didn't. Memory formation requires specific brain regions to be active, particularly the hippocampus, which encodes experiences into long-term storage. During sleepwalking, the hippocampus is typically not engaged in the way it needs to be for memory consolidation. The experience happens, your body moves, but the recording system isn't running. So if you've sleepwalked and have no memory of it, don't worry. You haven't forgotten something important. Your brain simply never encoded it in the first place. The experience existed in the moment, served whatever purpose it served, and then dissolved back into the deeper currents of sleep. Deep in the center of your brain sits the thalamus, a structure about the size of a walnut that acts as a relay station for sensory information. During waking hours, the thalamus channels sensations to your conscious awareness. During sleep, it largely closes those channels, allowing your consciousness to rest undisturbed. This partial opening explains why sleepwalkers can respond to simple verbal commands, can feel their way around furniture, can sense when they're near a wall or doorway, yet remain fundamentally asleep. The thalamus is letting through just enough information to facilitate movement while maintaining the deeper brain states of sleep. It's a delicate balance, and your brain manages it automatically, adjusting the flow of sensory information moment by moment. The thalamus, in its quiet way, is protecting both your sleep and your safety, allowing just enough awareness to keep you from harm while preserving the rest your mind needs. Before we continue deeper into the mechanics of your sleeping brain, let me remind you, there's absolutely no need to understand all of this. You don't have to remember the names of brain regions or follow every detail of how consciousness works. Some listeners have already drifted off to sleep by now, and that brings me genuine joy. If you're still awake, you're welcome to stay awake, but you're equally welcome to let go, to stop following the thread of meaning, to simply float on the sound of the voice. Everything here is designed to support your rest. So take a slow breath, let your jaw relax, let your thoughts become softer, less focused, and we'll continue this gentle journey through the sleeping mind together, or you'll continue into sleep itself. Both are perfect. During sleepwalking, the basal ganglia become active while higher consciousness remains asleep. This is why sleepwalkers often perform routine, well-practiced actions, getting dressed, walking to familiar locations, opening doors. These are all motor programs stored in the basal ganglia, and they can run without conscious oversight. Think of it like a computer running background processes while the main screen is off. The essential programs continue operating, managing automatic functions, executing learned behaviors, maintaining basic operations. The basal ganglia are those background processes working tirelessly, whether you're awake or asleep. Even while sleepwalking, you rarely fall. You maintain balance, coordinate your movements, adjust your posture as needed. This is the work of your cerebellum, a structure at the base of your skull that manages motor coordination and balance. The cerebellum is one of the oldest parts of the human brain in evolutionary terms. It existed in our ancestors millions of years ago, long before we developed language or complex thought. And unlike higher brain functions, the cerebellum doesn't require consciousness to operate. It's automatic, instinctive, always on. This is another example of your brain's quiet competence. Even when consciousness fades, even when memory isn't recording, even when you're deep in sleep's embrace, your cerebellum is there, steady and reliable, keeping you safe and balanced as you move through the twilight world between waking and dreaming. If scientists were to measure your brain waves during a sleepwalking episode, they'd see something fascinating. A mixture of delta waves, which characterize deep sleep, and alpha or theta waves, which appear during lighter sleep or quiet wakefulness. This mixing of brainwave patterns is what allows sleepwalking to occur. Your brain hasn't fully committed to one state or the other. It's existing in a liminal space, deep enough to be sleeping, activated enough to allow movement. The boundaries between states have become fluid, permeable. There's something almost poetic about this. The idea that consciousness isn't binary, that sleep and waking aren't absolute opposites, but rather points on a continuum. During sleepwalking, you inhabit the space between, and in that space, movement without memory becomes possible. During normal sleep, the reticular activating system is largely quiet, allowing deeper brain structures to take over. But during sleepwalking, this system partially activates, just enough to enable movement and basic awareness, but not enough to restore full consciousness. This partial activation is key. It's what allows your eyes to open, your muscles to move, your spatial awareness to function, all while your mind remains fundamentally asleep. The arousal system is working at perhaps 20 or 30% capacity, enough to mobilize the body but not enough to wake the person. But what we do know is this: your brain is capable of extraordinary nuance, of operating in subtle gradations between states, of managing consciousness like a dimmer switch rather than an on-off button. And that's rather remarkable. Sleep isn't uniform throughout the night. It's structured, moving through predictable stages and cycles that last roughly 90 minutes each. You move from light sleep to deep sleep to REM dreaming, then back to light sleep, over and over, all night long. Think of it like a train switching tracks. Most of the time, the transition is smooth and seamless, but occasionally, there's a moment of instability, a brief period when the train exists between tracks. And in that moment, sleepwalking can emerge. These transitions happen naturally, automatically, dozens of times each night. Your brain knows how to navigate them. Usually, you remain still and sleeping, but sometimes, during certain transitions, particularly in the first few cycles of the night when deep sleep is most intense, your body rises and walks. Here's something that surprises many people. Sleepwalking doesn't involve acting out dreams. When people sleepwalk, they're not experiencing vivid dream narratives. They're not responding to dream scenarios or interacting with dream characters. This is because sleepwalking happens during non-REM sleep, particularly during the deepest stages. And these stages are largely devoid of the rich, narrative dreams that occur during REM periods. If there are any mental experiences at all during sleepwalking, they're vague, fragmentary, more like diffuse sensations than coherent stories. So if you've ever wondered what sleepwalkers are experiencing internally, the answer is probably not much. Their minds are quiet, their consciousness deeply submerged. The walking happens in an almost thoughtless state, without the rich internal landscape of dreams to guide or motivate it. It's movement in silence, action without narrative, your body moving through physical space while your mind rests in a place beyond stories or images. The mechanism works through neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that tell your muscles not to respond to motor signals from your brain. It's elegant, precise, and usually completely reliable. You dream of running, but your legs don't move. You dream of speaking, but your voice stays silent. During sleepwalking, this inhibition is reduced, not eliminated, but lessened enough to allow movement. Scientists believe this happens due to a temporary imbalance in neurotransmitter levels, or due to incomplete activation of the inhibitory systems that normally keep you still. Your brain, even in this unusual state, is still looking out for you. While all this complex neural orchestration is happening, while motor cortices activate, while memory systems sleep, while consciousness remains submerged, your autonomic nervous system continues its work flawlessly. This is profoundly comforting. It demonstrates that sleepwalking affects only specific, localized brain functions, the systems that control conscious movement and awareness. The deeper, more essential systems that keep you alive continue their work undisturbed, unaffected by whether you're lying still or walking through your home. Your body knows its priorities. Keeping you alive comes first, always. Everything else, movement, consciousness, memory, these are secondary systems that can be adjusted, modified, turned up or down as needed. But the core functions of life continue their steady rhythm, regardless. The way your brain moves through sleep stages, the depth of your sleep cycles, even your tendency towards sleepwalking, all of these are influenced by genetics. Your DNA contains instructions for how your brain should structure sleep, and these instructions vary from person to person. Some people are genetically predisposed to lighter sleep, waking more easily, spending more time in lighter stages. Others naturally achieve deeper sleep, remaining more difficult to rouse, cycling through more pronounced stage transitions. Neither is better or worse. They're just different patterns, different neural architectures. And this variation has been with humanity for as long as we've existed. Your ancestors probably had similar sleep patterns. Perhaps a great-great-grandmother walked in her sleep just as you do. Perhaps this genetic pattern helped ancient humans in some way we don't yet understand. You're part of a long lineage, carrying forward patterns of sleep that have persisted through countless generations. There's something rather beautiful in that. We're now about 35 minutes into our journey through sleepwalking's gentle mysteries. Many listeners have already found rest. Others are drifting in that pleasant space between awareness and sleep, where words become sounds, meanings become rhythms. Your brain has already heard everything it needs to hear. The essential message: that sleepwalking is natural, that your brain is protective even in sleep, that you are safe and cared for. That message has been delivered. Everything else is simply elaboration, gentle repetition, soft waves of sound to carry you toward rest. So let your body sink deeper into whatever surface supports you. Let your breathing become even slower, even softer. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across an empty sky. We'll continue exploring together, but you're equally welcome to release your hold on consciousness and simply float away. The voice will be here, gentle and constant, whether you're listening or sleeping. We've explored how your sleeping brain works, the motor cortex awakening, the prefrontal cortex remaining asleep, the delicate dance of neurotransmitters and brain waves. Now, let's drift into something different, the gentle mysteries that surround sleepwalking, the questions that science hasn't fully answered, the beautiful unknowns that remind us how much wonder still exists in the world. Not every mystery needs to be solved. Not every question requires an answer. Sometimes it's enough to simply acknowledge the mystery, to rest in the comfort of not knowing, to appreciate that your sleeping brain contains depths that remain unexplored. If you're feeling drowsy now, if your eyelids are becoming heavy, if thoughts are dissolving before they fully form, that's exactly right. Let yourself sink deeper. There's nothing here that requires effort or attention. Just soft facts, gentle observations, quiet wonder. There are theories, of course. Sleep deprivation seems to increase frequency. Stress and anxiety play a role. Certain medications can influence occurrence. But even accounting for all known factors, there's still randomness, still unpredictability. Some nights, your brain creates the conditions for sleepwalking, and some nights, it doesn't. Think of it like a weather system that requires just the right mix of temperature and pressure to create a storm, or in this case, a gentle shower of movement. Without that precise alignment, the sky remains clear. And there's something freeing in that, the acknowledgement that not everything about yourself can be predicted or controlled. Your sleeping brain has its own wisdom, its own patterns, its own reasons that consciousness may never fully grasp. Why do sleepwalkers choose the specific actions they perform? Why does one person walk to the kitchen while another tries to get dressed? Why do the actions sometimes seem purposeful, sometimes random? Some researchers believe the actions reflect recent waking experiences, activities performed earlier in the day that left strong motor traces. Others suggest that deeper, more habitual patterns emerge, routines so ingrained they surface even in sleep's deepest layers. But the mystery persists. Your sleeping brain makes choices, follows impulses, initiates actions, all without conscious oversight. And the reasons why remain softly hidden, like objects beneath still water, visible but not quite clear. Does sleepwalking serve any evolutionary purpose? Or is it simply a quirk, a harmless glitch in the sleep machinery? Scientists have debated this question for decades, and no consensus has emerged. Some researchers suggest sleepwalking might have been adaptive in ancestral environments, perhaps allowing early humans to respond to threats while maintaining sleep. Others argue it's simply a byproduct of having complex sleep architecture with no particular function or advantage. But here's what's interesting. Even if sleepwalking serves no purpose, even if it's purely incidental, it persists. It appears across cultures, across time periods, across different human populations. This persistence suggests it's deeply embedded in how our brains are structured, part of the fundamental architecture of human sleep. So perhaps the question of purpose is less important than the simple fact of existence. Sleepwalking is part of being human, part of the rich variability in how different brains navigate the night, and that's enough. It doesn't need to serve a grand evolutionary function, to be valid, to be natural, to be perfectly acceptable. But this doesn't explain why some adults continue sleepwalking throughout their lives. What's different about their brains? Why do their sleep stage transitions remain permeable while others become more rigid? The mechanisms of this developmental change remain unclear. We can observe that it happens. We can track the decline in sleepwalking frequency as children grow. But the underlying biology, the specific neural changes that account for this shift, are still being researched. Neither is wrong. Neither requires fixing. Both are simply different expressions of how human sleep can unfold across a lifetime. Some sleepwalkers speak in languages they learned as children but haven't used in decades. Others speak fluently in their second language, even if they're not fully proficient while awake. The sleeping brain's relationship with language is deeply mysterious. A woman who moved from Italy to America at age 5, who hadn't spoken Italian in 40 years, sleepwalked through her apartment, speaking perfect Italian. A man learning Spanish for only 6 months spoke it fluently during a sleepwalking episode, with grammar and vocabulary beyond his waking abilities. How does this happen? The theories are speculative at best. Perhaps sleep removes certain inhibitions that normally constrain language production. Perhaps the sleeping brain accesses linguistic knowledge differently than the waking brain does. It's a beautiful mystery. A reminder that your brain contains knowledge and abilities you may not even be aware of, stored in depths that only sleep can access. Most sleepwalkers appear emotionally neutral during episodes, neither happy nor sad, neither anxious nor calm. Their faces are blank, expressionless, peaceful in an empty way. But occasionally, sleepwalkers display emotions, crying, laughing, appearing distressed or joyful. The research offers no clear answers. Emotion during sleepwalking remains one of its more mysterious aspects. The emotions don't seem to correspond to life events or waking concerns. They appear, exist briefly, then fade, like weather passing through an empty landscape. If you've sleepwalked and shown emotion during episodes, don't try to interpret it too deeply. It may not mean anything significant. Your sleeping brain was simply activating certain circuits, creating temporary emotional states that dissolved as quickly as they formed. We're now moving through the middle portions of this journey, the time when most listeners have found their way to sleep. If you're still awake, still following these gentle mysteries, you're in peaceful company. But you're equally welcome to release your attention now. Your body knows what it needs. If you're meant to sleep, sleep will come. If you're meant to stay awake a while longer, listening to these soft facts about sleepwalking, then that's perfectly fine too. There's no wrong way to experience this. Let your jaw relax completely. Let your tongue rest softly in your mouth. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Every muscle can soften now, can release whatever small tensions it's been holding. We mentioned earlier that the full moon doesn't actually cause sleepwalking, but the myth persists for interesting reasons. Something about the image of moonlight and nighttime wandering feels fundamentally true, even if the literal connection doesn't exist. Perhaps it's because both moonlight and sleepwalking share a quality of gentle liminality, existing between states, neither fully dark nor fully light, neither fully sleeping nor fully waking. The moon itself exists in transition, changing faces throughout its cycle, moving through phases. The scientific truth is less romantic, but equally fascinating. Sleepwalking follows its own rhythms, the 90-minute sleep cycles, the rise and fall of neurotransmitters, the complex architecture of your personal sleep patterns. These rhythms are internal, biological, governed by systems within your own brain rather than by celestial bodies. But perhaps both truths can coexist. The moon doesn't cause sleepwalking, yet something about the connection feels metaphorically accurate. Both involve transitions, thresholds, the beautiful ambiguity of in-between states. In medieval Europe, sleepwalking was sometimes attributed to the influence of demons or witchcraft. In some Asian cultures, it was seen as the wandering of the dreaming spirit, temporarily freed from bodily constraints. Indigenous traditions often interpreted it as a form of vision quest or spiritual journey. None of these explanations align with modern neuroscience, yet all of them capture something true about the experience. That sense of otherness, of being somewhere else while still physically present, of consciousness operating according to different rules. Your ancestors created stories to make sense of sleepwalking, because stories are how humans process mystery, and sleepwalking, even now, even with all our scientific knowledge, retains an element of the mysterious. Some sleepwalkers have been observed playing musical instruments during episodes, reproducing complex pieces with remarkable accuracy, all while deeply asleep. Their fingers find the correct keys. Their rhythm remains steady. They play entire compositions without conscious awareness. Musicians who practice pieces thousands of times encode those pieces into their motor memory so completely that the music becomes automatic. The fingers know the pathways. The body remembers the rhythms. Consciousness isn't required. The music can flow directly from motor memory to physical action. If you're a musician, this might be comforting. It means your practice, your dedication, your countless hours of repetition, all of that creates neural pathways so strong, so reliable, that they function even in sleep. Your art becomes part of you at the deepest levels, inscribed in systems beneath awareness. Interestingly, some people with certain memory disorders experience changes in sleepwalking frequency. Those with early-stage Alzheimer's, for instance, sometimes begin sleepwalking after years of not doing so. Others with memory conditions stop sleepwalking entirely. The connection isn't well understood. Memory systems and sleep regulation systems are deeply intertwined in the brain, but the specific mechanisms linking memory disorders to sleepwalking changes remain unclear. It's another mystery, another area where observation outpaces explanation. This suggests that there are multiple memory systems in your brain, operating semi-independently. Some are vulnerable to age and disease. Others remain robust, protected, continuing their work even as other capacities fade. Your brain has redundancy built in, backup systems, layers of resilience. So even in the face of memory challenges, your brain maintains certain competencies, certain deep-rooted capabilities. The sleepwalking continues because it operates through systems that remain strong, that know their work, that carry on regardless. Sometimes external factors end episodes. A loud noise, someone touching the sleepwalker, a change in environment. But often, episodes end spontaneously with no obvious trigger. The sleepwalker simply stops, stands still for a moment, and either wakes or returns to deeper sleep. It's as if the brain decides, on its own internal schedule, that the episode has run its course. The motor systems deactivate, the arousal state resolves, the normal sleep architecture reasserts itself. The transition back to regular sleep happens as mysteriously as the transition into sleepwalking happened in the first place. Perhaps this is another invitation to trust that your brain knows when to move and when to be still, when to wake and when to sleep, when to begin an episode and when to end it. Your sleeping brain has its own intelligence, its own sense of timing, its own reasons that may never be accessible to consciousness. Some research suggests that body temperature fluctuations might influence sleepwalking frequency. Though the relationship is complex and not fully mapped, your core temperature naturally drops during sleep, reaching its lowest point in the early morning hours. What's interesting is that temperature regulation is one of the autonomic functions that continues perfectly during sleepwalking. Your body maintains its thermal balance, adjusts blood flow, manages sweating or shivering as needed, all while you walk through your home unconscious. This suggests, once again, that sleepwalking doesn't disrupt essential functions. The deepest, most critical systems continue their work flawlessly. Only the higher level functions, consciousness, memory formation, complex decision-making, are affected. People who are significantly sleep-deprived sometimes experience increased sleepwalking frequency. The brain, desperately trying to get the deep sleep it needs, may enter those deep stages more intensely, more completely, and the transitions may become more unstable. But this relationship isn't simple or linear. Not everyone who's sleep-deprived begins sleepwalking, and some people sleepwalk more when they're well rested. The interaction between sleep debt and sleepwalking is another area of mystery, another variable that matters but doesn't determine outcomes by itself. If you've been sleeping poorly lately, if stress or obligations have cut into your rest, be gentle with yourself. Your brain is doing its best to manage sleep under difficult conditions. If sleepwalking increases during these times, it's not a failure. It's simply your brain's attempt to grab the deep sleep it desperately needs. And as sleep quality improves, as you find more time for rest, as life becomes gentler, the sleepwalking will likely decrease again. Your brain is adaptive, responsive, always working toward balance. Sleep itself is a mystery in many ways. Why do we need it? What exactly happens during those hours of unconsciousness? How does the brain restore itself? Science offers partial answers but can't explain everything. And that's all right. That's actually quite all right. You don't need to understand everything about sleep to benefit from it. You don't need to solve the mysteries to rest peacefully within them. What matters is that you're here, that you're safe, that you're allowing yourself this time to drift, to soften, to move closer to sleep with each passing moment. The voice continues. The gentle facts continue. But your attention can release now, can float away, can dissolve into the deeper quiet that's waiting just beneath awareness. We've explored mysteries without answers, questions that remain softly unresolved. Now, let's drift backward through time, into the long history of sleepwalking, the centuries of human experience with these quiet, nighttime journeys. History offers us stories, accounts from ancient physicians, tales from medieval chronicles, observations from curious minds across the ages. These stories remind us that sleepwalking has always been part of human experience, that countless people throughout time have walked in their sleep, just as you might have done. If you're feeling very drowsy now, if consciousness is becoming thin and distant, that's beautiful. Let history wash over you like distant echoes, like whispers from long ago. You need not remember any of this. Just rest in the sound, the rhythm, the soft flow of words. The earliest written references to sleepwalking appear in ancient Greek medical texts, dating back more than 2,000 years. Hippocrates himself mentioned the phenomenon, describing it as a disturbance of sleep that caused no harm to the sleeper. What's touching is how they approached it, not with fear or superstition, but with curiosity and gentle acceptance. They saw it as a natural variation, unusual but not concerning. They recommended ensuring the sleepwalker's safety, but otherwise advised against intervention. These ancient doctors, working with limited knowledge and no modern technology, still understood something essential: that sleepwalking was part of sleep's natural variability, not a disease requiring aggressive treatment. Their wisdom, born from careful observation, remains relevant today. Roman writers occasionally mentioned sleepwalking in their histories and personal letters. Pliny the Elder wrote of a senator who would sleepwalk during stressful periods, wandering through his villa at night, checking on household affairs, even while deeply asleep. The Romans, practical people that they were, simply ensured their homes were safe for nighttime wandering. They assigned slaves to watch over sleepwalkers, guiding them gently back to bed when episodes occurred. There was no shame attached to it, no stigma. It was simply something that happened, part of the rich variety of human behavior. Her tone is warm, amused, completely unalarmed. She sees it as one of his quirks, nothing more. This casual acceptance, this gentle normalcy, feels refreshing even now, 2,000 years later. The Romans remind us that sleepwalking doesn't have to be dramatic or troubling. It can simply be a thing that happens, observed with patience and kindness, integrated into the ordinary flow of household life. But beneath these supernatural interpretations, the actual observations remained consistent. Sleepwalkers moved calmly through familiar spaces, performed routine actions, responded to gentle guidance. The phenomenon itself hadn't changed, only the framework used to explain it. Monastic chronicles occasionally mention monks who would sleepwalk during the night, sometimes wandering into the chapel, kneeling in prayer positions while still asleep. The communities handled these episodes with compassion, recognizing that the monk's devotion ran so deep it expressed itself even in sleep. These medieval communities, despite their limited scientific understanding, showed remarkable kindness and acceptance. They protected their sleepwalking members, honored their experiences, and integrated these nighttime wanderings into community life without fear or rejection. Perhaps the most famous sleepwalker in literature is Lady Macbeth in Shakespeare's tragedy written in the early 1600s. Her sleepwalking scene, where she walks through the castle trying to wash invisible blood from her hands, has become iconic, shaping how many people imagine sleepwalking. But Shakespeare's version is also unusually dramatic. Most sleepwalking episodes are far quieter, far less theatrical than Lady Macbeth's tortured wandering. Still, the scene demonstrates how long sleepwalking has been recognized as a genuine phenomenon, interesting enough to feature in one of literature's greatest plays. What's fascinating is that Shakespeare clearly expected his audience to recognize and accept sleepwalking as real. He didn't need to explain it or justify it. It was simply understood that some people walked in their sleep, that this was a known part of human experience. During the 17th and 18th centuries, as scientific thinking began to flourish, physicians and natural philosophers started studying sleepwalking more systematically. They documented cases, compared observations, tried to identify patterns and causes. One French physician in the 1700s kept detailed records of a patient who would sleepwalk to his kitchen, prepare simple meals, and eat them before returning to bed. The physician noted that the man's movements were efficient and well coordinated, that he never injured himself, and that he would wake if addressed loudly, but preferred to be left undisturbed. What's touching about their work is the genuine curiosity, the careful observation, the refusal to jump to supernatural explanations. They watched, recorded, theorized, and in doing so, they moved understanding forward, step by patient step. Their writings reveal compassion too. They saw sleepwalkers not as cursed or possessed, but as individuals worthy of study and care. They recommended safety measures, gentle handling, patience. Their humanity shines through across the centuries. But if history feels distant, if the names and dates are becoming blurry, if you're ready to release your attention, please do. There's no test at the end of this. No need to remember who said what or when. These are just soft ripples of information, gentle waves of sound. Your body is growing heavier. Your breathing has slowed. Your mind is settling into quieter rhythms. All of this is exactly right. You're moving toward rest at your own perfect pace. The Victorian period, the 1800s, saw renewed medical interest in sleepwalking. Physicians published case studies, compared notes, developed theories about nervous disorders and sleep disturbances. Sleepwalking became a subject of legitimate scientific inquiry. One notable case involved a young woman who would sleepwalk down multiple flights of stairs, navigate complex pathways through her large house, and perform detailed needlework, all while completely asleep. Physicians who observed her were astonished by the precision of her movements, the complexity of her actions. They also noted the familial nature of sleepwalking, documenting families where the tendency appeared across multiple generations. They recognized patterns, correlations, connections, laying groundwork that would support later genetic research. The Victorian approach mixed scientific curiosity with occasional moralistic interpretations. They sometimes saw sleepwalking as related to nervous sensitivity or emotional excess. But beneath these cultural overlays, their clinical observations remained sound, contributing genuinely to understanding. During World War I, physicians in military hospitals noted increased sleepwalking among traumatized soldiers. The phenomenon seemed linked to exhaustion, stress, and disrupted sleep patterns. These observations helped establish connections between psychological state and sleepwalking frequency. One account describes a young soldier who would sleepwalk to where he believed his post was, stand at attention, and report for duty, all while deeply asleep. His fellow soldiers learned to recognize these episodes, would sit with him quietly until he returned to bed on his own. The compassion shown by fellow soldiers, caring for their sleepwalking comrades without judgment or mockery, speaks to something fundamental about human kindness. Even in the harsh context of war, they protected the vulnerable, watched over those who wandered in sleep. In the 1950s and 60s, as the first sleep laboratories were established, researchers finally had tools to study sleepwalking scientifically. They could monitor brain waves, measure eye movements, record muscle activity, and observe exactly what happened in the brain during episodes. One famous early study involved waking sleepwalkers at different points during episodes to ask about their mental experiences. Most reported no dreams, no narratives, just vague sensations or complete blankness. This helped establish that sleepwalking wasn't acting out dreams, but rather something fundamentally different. These researchers were pioneers, mapping unknown territory in the sleeping brain. Their work, conducted with primitive equipment by modern standards, laid foundations for all subsequent sleep research. They confirmed scientifically what had been observed anecdotally for millennia. As anthropologists studied different cultures around the world, they found sleepwalking everywhere. It appears in isolated indigenous communities, in urbanized societies, across every continent and cultural context. It's genuinely universal, part of human sleep across all populations. Different cultures have different explanatory frameworks: spirit journeys, soul wandering, ancestral visitations, nervous disorders, brain mechanisms. But the underlying phenomenon remains consistent. The same basic experience occurs regardless of cultural interpretation. Indigenous Australian communities have their own understanding of sleepwalking, often integrating it into spiritual frameworks about dream time and ancestral connection. Traditional Chinese medicine contextualizes it within theories of qi and organ system balance. Western medicine explains it through neurotransmitters and sleep stages. All these frameworks describe the same basic reality, that sometimes humans walk in their sleep. The explanatory stories change, but the experience persists, universal and ancient, connecting all humans across time and culture. While these cases are extraordinarily rare, they taught scientists that our motor functions are far more capable than we ever realized. They confirmed what careful observers already knew, that consciousness and action can be separated, that the brain can initiate complex behaviors without the presence of will or intent. It revealed that beneath your waking awareness, there is a sophisticated system capable of driving, navigating, and responding to the environment, all while the conscious mind remains deeply asleep. This discovery, while surprising, is also a testament to the incredible autonomous power of the human nervous system. These numbers mean millions of people worldwide have sleepwalked. If you've experienced it, you're part of a vast community, though most members never know about each other. Your experience, whatever it's been, is shared by countless others. The studies also revealed patterns, that sleepwalking tends to run in families, that it often appears during childhood and decreases with age, that stress and sleep deprivation increase frequency. These patterns help people understand their own experiences within broader context. This means the true prevalence might be even higher than studies suggest. Some sleepwalkers are never observed, never documented, never know about their own episodes. They walk in sleep's deepest privacy, unwitnessed and unremembered. Throughout history, treatments for sleepwalking have ranged from practical to bizarre. Ancient physicians recommended ensuring safe sleeping environments, but otherwise leaving the phenomenon alone. Medieval herbalists sometimes prescribed calming teas or tinctures. In the mid-20th century, some physicians prescribed sedatives or sleep medications with mixed results. Some patients improved, others worsened, and researchers gradually realized that manipulating sleep chemistry was complex and unpredictable. Modern approaches are gentler and more practical, improving sleep hygiene, reducing stress, addressing any underlying sleep disorders, and primarily ensuring safety during episodes. The emphasis has shifted from trying to eliminate sleepwalking to accepting it and managing it safely. We've traveled through centuries together, from ancient Greece to modern sleep laboratories, from medieval monasteries to contemporary research studies. These historical threads all tell the same story, that sleepwalking is ancient, universal, deeply human. But history can fade now, dates and names can dissolve. What remains is simply the knowledge that you're part of something vast and timeless, that countless humans across ages have walked in their sleep, just as you might have done. You don't need to hold on to consciousness anymore. You don't need to follow the meanings, track the information, remember anything at all. History has shared its gentle wisdom, and now it releases you to rest. The voice continues, but you can let it become background. Soft sound without meaning, gentle rhythm without content. Sleep is so close now. It's waiting just beneath awareness, ready to receive you whenever you're ready to let go. We've journeyed through history, seeing sleepwalking across centuries and cultures. Now, let's return to something more intimate, your own body, your own remarkable system, the quiet wisdom that operates beneath consciousness every moment of every day. And sleepwalking, in its way, is another expression of this intelligence, your body showing you what it can do, even when consciousness fades. So let's explore this wisdom together, these gentle demonstrations of your body's capability and care. If you're still awake, still listening, you're welcome to stay. But you're equally welcome to surrender now, to let sleep take you completely. Your body knows what it needs. Trust that knowing. These safety systems operate below consciousness in ancient parts of your brain that evolved long before humans existed. Your ancestors millions of years ago had similar protective reflexes, the ability to navigate space, avoid danger, maintain balance without thinking about it. During sleepwalking, these systems remain active and vigilant. Your proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space, continues functioning. Your spatial awareness remains online. Your reflexes stay sharp. All of this works silently, automatically, keeping you safe. So even during sleepwalking, even in this vulnerable state, you're protected. Your body knows how to care for itself. It's been doing this work for millions of years, refined across countless generations. You can trust it completely. Throughout any sleepwalking episode, your breathing continues its steady rhythm. The respiratory centers in your brainstem maintain their work flawlessly, adjusting oxygen intake, managing carbon dioxide removal, responding to your body's needs moment by moment. Even if you're walking, climbing stairs, performing complex actions, your breath continues its measured pace. Your body knows how to provide oxygen to your muscles, how to support activity while maintaining sleep. The coordination is seamless, elegant. This respiratory stability is part of why sleepwalking is fundamentally safe. The most essential functions, breathing, heartbeat, temperature regulation, these continue undisturbed. Your body prioritizes what matters most, protecting the core processes of life above all else. Your heart during sleepwalking maintains the slow, steady rhythm of sleep. Even though you're moving, even though muscles are active, your heart rate stays in sleep ranges, typically 50 to 70 beats per minute, calm and measured. This is different from waking activity. If you were to wake up and walk around, your heart rate would increase, responding to movement and conscious effort. But during sleepwalking, your cardiovascular system remains in sleep mode, adjusted for rest rather than activity. This stability is another protective feature. Your body isn't being stressed or overworked during sleepwalking. The activity is supported easily, without strain, without pushing. Your cardiovascular system beyond comfortable ranges. Your heart, faithful and tireless, continues its work, beating steadily whether you're aware or unaware, moving or still, conscious or sleeping. It's always there, always reliable, always caring for you with every pulse. Your digestive system is remarkably autonomous. It has its own nervous system, sometimes called the second brain, that manages digestion independently of your central nervous system. This enteric nervous system handles its work whether you're awake, asleep, or sleepwalking. Interestingly, some sleepwalkers even eat during episodes, opening the refrigerator, preparing simple foods, consuming them. The digestive system accepts this nighttime eating without issue, processing the food just as it would during conscious meals. So even during sleepwalking, even as you move through rooms unconsciously, your digestive system maintains its steady, quiet work, breaking down, absorbing, nourishing, taking care of you in ways you'll never directly perceive. Your body temperature during sleep drops slightly, usually about 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit below daytime levels. This cooling is part of healthy sleep, signaling to your body that rest is happening, that restoration can begin. This is managed by your hypothalamus, a small region deep in your brain that acts as your body's thermostat. The hypothalamus doesn't need consciousness to do its work. It monitors temperature constantly, makes adjustments automatically, maintains the narrow range your body needs for optimal functioning. Even if a sleepwalker walks outside into cold air, the body responds appropriately, shivering, restricting blood flow to extremities, generating heat. The temperature regulation system stays active and responsive, protecting core body temperature even during episodes. We're exploring your body's wisdom now, the ways it protects you, maintains you, cares for you even in sleep. These facts are meant to create trust, to help you feel safe in your body's capability and care. But if you've stopped following the meanings, if words have become just sound, if consciousness is thin and distant, that's exactly right. You don't need to understand your body's wisdom to benefit from it. It's working right now, as it always has, regardless of awareness. There's nothing left to hold on to, nothing you need to remember or understand. Just this gentle descent into deeper and deeper rest, carried by the sound of the voice, supported by the wisdom of your own body. Sleep is so close. It's been waiting patiently all this time. And whenever you're ready, it will receive you completely. This immune activity continues during sleepwalking. Your white blood cells maintain their patrol. Your lymph system continues its cleaning work. Your body's natural healing processes operate undisturbed. The sleepwalking doesn't interfere with these essential functions. In fact, because sleepwalking occurs during deep sleep, the most restorative sleep stage, the immune benefits of sleep are still being received. Your body is still getting the rest it needs, still doing the repair work that only sleep allows. Your immune system, silent and tireless, works through the night, fighting battles you'll never know about, maintaining health in ways invisible to consciousness. It doesn't need your awareness or permission. It simply does its work, protecting you, healing you, keeping you well. During sleep, your body releases important hormones in carefully timed patterns. Growth hormone peaks during deep sleep, supporting tissue repair and growth. Cortisol begins rising in the early morning, preparing you for waking. Melatonin remains elevated, promoting sleep. These hormonal rhythms continue during sleepwalking episodes. Your endocrine system maintains its schedules, releasing hormones according to sleep stage and time of night. The sleepwalking doesn't disrupt these essential patterns. So even during a sleepwalking episode, your body is receiving these crucial hormonal signals. The internal messaging continues. The biochemical conversations between organs and systems proceed normally. Your endocrine system knows what to do and when to do it. These hormones operate beneath consciousness, following rhythms older than humanity itself. Circadian patterns encoded in your DNA, refined across millions of years of evolution. Your body speaks this ancient language fluently, without needing to be taught or reminded. Muscle memory isn't actually stored in muscles, but in your brain, specifically in the cerebellum and basal ganglia, regions that manage automatic, practiced movements. When you repeat an action thousands of times, it becomes encoded in these regions, accessible without conscious thought. During sleepwalking, these motor patterns can activate and run like programs on a computer. Your fingers know how to tie shoelaces. Your legs know how to navigate stairs. Your hands know how to open doors. All of this knowledge remains available even when consciousness sleeps. Your body remembers. It holds all your practiced skills, all your repeated actions, all the patterns you've woven into your nervous system through living. And these memories remain accessible, reliable, even in the deepest sleep. Interestingly, pain perception during sleepwalking is altered. Sleepwalkers can sustain minor injuries, bumping into furniture, scraping against walls, without waking or showing signs of pain. The pain signals are suppressed or not processed normally. This isn't to say sleepwalkers feel no pain at all, but the pain doesn't register in the same way it would during waking. This is actually protective in a sense, preventing minor discomforts from disrupting sleep unnecessarily. However, more significant pain or danger can still wake a sleepwalker. The pain system isn't completely offline. It's just operating at a different threshold. Your body maintains the ability to respond to genuine threats while filtering out minor sensations. Your ability to navigate familiar spaces while sleepwalking demonstrates how powerful spatial memory is. Your brain contains detailed maps of environments you know well. Your home, your bedroom, the path to the bathroom. These spatial maps are stored in the hippocampus and processed by surrounding regions. They're encoded through years of repeated movement through the same spaces. Your brain knows every corner, every doorway, every piece of furniture without needing to consciously think about it. This navigational ability evolved long ago in our ancestors who needed to find their way in darkness, remember locations of food and shelter, navigate territory without constant visual attention. It's ancient intelligence, refined across millions of years. So when you sleepwalk through your home without injury, you're demonstrating the power of these spatial systems, systems that worked for your ancestors, that work for you now, that require no consciousness, just practice and familiarity. This coordination requires constant micro-adjustments, hundreds of small corrections every second to maintain balance, regulate force, time movements precisely. All of this happens automatically during sleepwalking, just as it does during conscious movement. The cerebellum operates like a master conductor, integrating sensory information about body position, adjusting muscle tension, predicting movement outcomes, maintaining smooth coordination. It does this work, whether consciousness is present or absent. Your body knows how to move. It's practiced movement your entire life, refined the mechanics through countless repetitions. This knowledge lives deep in your nervous system, available always, requiring no conscious oversight. Your protective reflexes, the ones that make you catch yourself when stumbling, blink when something approaches your eyes, pull back from heat. These remain active during sleepwalking. Your brainstem maintains these essential responses. During sleepwalking, these reflex arcs continue functioning perfectly. If you start to fall, your arms reach out to catch you. If you encounter an obstacle, you step around it or stop. If something hot touches your skin, you pull away. These reflexes don't need consciousness. They existed in life forms long before consciousness evolved. They're so essential, so fundamental to survival, that they operate independently of all higher brain functions. Your body's wisdom is remarkable. All these systems working together, maintaining you, protecting you, operating with intelligence beyond conscious thought. But you don't need to understand it all. You just need to trust it. And you can trust it. Your body has kept you alive every moment of your existence. It's navigated countless challenges, healed countless injuries, maintained balance through changing conditions. It knows what it's doing. There's such freedom in this surrender, such relief in releasing control to the deeper intelligence that's been caring for you all along. You can stop trying, stop managing, stop monitoring. Your body has this. It's always had this. Sleep is waiting. Quiet, dark, peaceful. Whenever you're ready, it will fold around you like soft blankets, receiving you into complete rest. Patterns are comforting. They show us that even seemingly random phenomena have structure, order, predictability. Sleepwalking has its patterns too. Times of night, ages of life, familial tendencies, seasonal variations. These patterns are soft, not rigid. They describe tendencies, not rules, but they help us understand sleepwalking as part of natural rhythms rather than as chaos or disorder. Sleepwalking episodes cluster in the first third of the night, typically within the first 2 to 3 hours after sleep onset. This is when deep sleep predominates, when your brain cycles through its most intense restoration phases. The pattern is remarkably consistent. Sleepwalking rarely occurs in the last third of the night, during early morning hours when REM sleep dominates and deep sleep becomes less frequent. Your brain seems to know when sleepwalking is possible and when it isn't. Understanding this pattern can be practical. If someone is caring for a sleepwalker, they know to be most attentive during the first few hours of the night. After that period passes, sleep typically settles into stages less prone to sleepwalking. The pattern reflects the architecture of sleep itself, the way your brain structures the night, cycling through stages in predictable order, creating windows where certain phenomena can occur and windows where they cannot. This pattern mirrors brain development. As your brain matures, as neural pathways strengthen and sleep regulation improves, sleepwalking typically decreases. The brain is learning, developing more stable transitions between sleep stages. For the small percentage who continue sleepwalking into adulthood, the pattern often changes. Adult episodes tend to be less frequent, but may last longer or involve more complex behaviors. The phenomenon persists but evolves with age. These age patterns show how dynamic sleep is across a lifetime, how it changes and adapts as you grow and age. Sleep at 5 is different from sleep at 15 is different from sleep at 50. The patterns shift, but sleep's essential restoration continues. Some research suggests slight seasonal variations in sleepwalking frequency, though the patterns are subtle. Some sleepwalkers experience more episodes during winter months, possibly related to changes in light exposure, sleep duration, or circadian rhythm adjustments. Not all sleepwalkers show seasonal patterns, and those who do may not notice without careful tracking over years. The variations are gentle, more like slight tendencies than dramatic shifts. But there's something poetic about sleep responding to seasons, about your body remaining connected to natural cycles even in modern life with artificial light and climate control. Your ancient brain still tracks the turning year. When sleepwalking runs in families, it often shows consistent patterns across generations. A grandfather who sleepwalked to the kitchen might have a granddaughter who does the same. A mother who sleepwalked during stressful periods might have a son with identical triggers. These familial patterns suggest genetic factors that go beyond simply inheriting a tendency towards sleepwalking. The specific manifestations, the types of actions performed, the triggers that increase episodes, even the time of night when sleepwalking occurs, can show family resemblance. Families sometimes share stories about sleepwalking. Grandparents describing their episodes. Parents comparing notes with adult children who experienced similar phenomena. These conversations create connection across generations, linking family members through this shared experience. You carry your family's patterns in your biology, in the structure of your nervous system, in the particular way your brain navigates sleep. It's part of your inheritance, like eye color or height, woven into who you are. After stress resolves, there's often a rebound period where sleepwalking frequency increases temporarily before returning to baseline. It's as if the brain is catching up on missed deep sleep, compensating for earlier disruption. This pattern shows how responsive sleep is to life circumstances, how your brain adjusts its patterns based on what you're experiencing. Sleep isn't static or unchanging. It flows and adapts, responding to stress and recovery in dynamic ways. As life becomes gentler, as stress decreases, as circumstances improve. Sleep patterns naturally settle back into calmer rhythms. Your brain knows how to restore balance given the opportunity. When sleep debt builds up over days or weeks, not getting enough sleep night after night, the brain eventually compensates by increasing deep sleep intensity when rest is finally possible. This compensation can trigger sleepwalking in susceptible individuals. This shows how important adequate sleep is, how sleep debt affects not just daytime functioning, but the architecture of sleep itself. Your brain needs regular, sufficient rest to maintain stable sleep patterns. The good news is that once sleep debt is repaid, once you've had several nights of good rest, sleepwalking typically returns to its baseline frequency. The episodes triggered by sleep debt resolve as sleep normalizes. Certain medications can influence sleepwalking, and the effects often follow timing patterns. Medications that deepen sleep or alter sleep architecture may increase episodes if taken too close to bedtime. Antidepressants, sedatives, some antihistamines. These can all affect sleep stages and potentially influence sleepwalking frequency. The pattern depends on the medication's half-life, how long it remains active in your system. This demonstrates again how responsive sleep is to biochemistry, how subtle changes in neurotransmitter levels can shift patterns. Your sleep is sensitive, finely tuned, responding to chemical signals in complex ways. Working with healthcare providers to optimize medication timing can preserve sleep quality while maintaining treatment benefits. The patterns can be adjusted, refined, optimized for your particular needs. These patterns suggest that sleepwalking is influenced by cycling factors, perhaps hormonal rhythms, stress cycles, variations in sleep pressure, or other biological patterns that ebb and flow over time. Tracking these patterns can help identify triggers and develop coping strategies. If episodes cluster around certain times, particular weeks of the month, certain seasons, predictable stress points, preventive measures can be implemented during those vulnerable periods. Your brain moves through cycles you may never fully understand, responding to signals both internal and external, following patterns layered upon patterns. And sleepwalking is simply one visible manifestation of these deeper rhythms. After illness, surgery, or periods of sleep disruption, recovery sleep often has different architecture. More deep sleep, longer sleep duration, altered stage progression. During these recovery periods, sleepwalking may increase temporarily, but as recovery completes, as health is restored, sleep patterns normalize, and sleepwalking frequency typically returns to baseline. The temporary increase resolves naturally as the need for intensive recovery sleep passes. This pattern shows how adaptive your brain is, how it responds to your body's needs, prioritizing restoration when necessary. Sleep becomes more intense during recovery because intense restoration is needed. These patterns, times of night, ages of life, family tendencies, stress responses, they show that sleepwalking follows natural rhythms, that it's part of organized, structured processes rather than random chaos. But patterns can fade now. Structure can dissolve. What remains is simply the gentle rhythm of the voice, the soft flow of sound, the quiet comfort of knowing that beneath everything, there are patterns, there is order, there is intelligence guiding it all. Consciousness is so thin, like morning mist burning away in gentle sun. Thoughts arise and dissolve before they fully form. The boundary between waking and sleeping has become permeable, soft, easy to cross. You don't need to hold on anymore. You don't need to track meanings or follow patterns. Just drift now. Just float. Just let the gentle rhythms carry you wherever they're meant to carry you. For individual sleepwalkers, Episodes often show remarkable consistency. The same person might always walk to the kitchen, or always try to get dressed, or always perform the same actions in the same sequence. Understanding this consistency can help in creating safety measures. If someone always walks to the kitchen, ensuring that path is clear and safe becomes a priority. If someone always tries to leave the house, securing exits becomes important. The consistency also reveals something about the predictability of the sleeping brain. Even in this unusual state, even with consciousness suppressed, the brain follows its established patterns, uses its familiar pathways, demonstrates its characteristic preferences. For most people, as years pass, sleepwalking gradually becomes less frequent and eventually stops. The decline is usually gentle, almost imperceptible. Fewer episodes per year, longer gaps between episodes, until finally years pass without any occurrence. This decline pattern suggests the brain is stabilizing, that the neural mechanisms regulating sleep transitions are maturing and strengthening. The work of development continues even into adulthood, refining systems, improving regulation. For the minority who continue sleepwalking throughout life, the pattern may stabilize at a low frequency. Occasional episodes rather than regular ones, manageable and unproblematic. The phenomenon persists, but becomes gentle, rare, non-disruptive. These patterns of decline show that change is natural, that your brain continues developing and adapting throughout life. What was true at 10 isn't necessarily true at 30. Your sleep evolves as you evolve. We've explored patterns, the rhythms and regularities that give structure to sleepwalking. Now, as we drift toward the end of this gentle journey, let's expand our view. From the individual to the universal, from personal experience to the shared phenomenon of sleep itself, there's something beautiful about this. The idea that you're not alone, that across the sleeping world, others are experiencing what you've experienced, that sleepwalking connects humans across all boundaries. If you're still awake, still listening, you're among the few who've made it this far. But consciousness is optional now. Everything essential has been said. What remains is simply softness, gentleness, quiet. These sleepwalkers span every age, every culture, every economic condition. A child in Norway, an elder in Japan, an adult in Brazil, a teenager in Kenya, all moving through the same mysterious state, all demonstrating the same fundamental patterns. Despite vast differences in language, culture, lifestyle, and environment, the experience of sleepwalking remains constant. The sleeping brain operates according to principles that transcend cultural boundaries, that exist prior to learned behavior. Somewhere right now, someone is experiencing exactly what you once experienced. Their brain is navigating the same transitions, following the same ancient pathways, demonstrating the same remarkable capabilities. You're not alone. Sleepwalking isn't unique to humans. Dogs occasionally sleepwalk, rising during deep sleep and wandering without full consciousness. Cats do too, though less commonly. Even elephants have been observed in states resembling sleepwalking. Watching a dog sleepwalk is both amusing and touching. They move with the same automatic quality, the same blank expression, the same purposeful yet mindless activity. They navigate their familiar spaces, avoid obstacles, return to their sleeping spot, just like human sleepwalkers. This cross-species occurrence reminds us that we're part of nature, that our brains follow principles shared across the mammalian world. What we experience isn't separate from the natural world, but deeply embedded in it. In households where someone sleepwalks, other family members often develop an unconscious awareness. Parents sleep more lightly, partners wake more easily, siblings sense when something is different, all without conscious decision to monitor. This household adaptation happens automatically. The sleeping brain of a parent or partner becomes attuned to unusual sounds or movements. They develop sensitivity to the specific sounds of sleepwalking, particular footsteps, door openings, movements. This shows how social we are, even in sleep. We don't rest in isolation, but in connection with others. Our sleeping brains maintain awareness of our loved ones, ready to respond if needed. Families adapt to sleepwalking with remarkable grace. They learn to guide gently, to ensure safety without alarm, to integrate this phenomenon into household life with acceptance and care. Love expresses itself even in sleep's management. In individualized sleeping arrangements, common in Western cultures, sleepwalking may go unnoticed longer. Episodes may not be witnessed, may only be discovered through indirect evidence. Moved objects, opened doors, footprints. Some cultures have traditional practices for managing sleepwalking: protective rituals, sleeping position arrangements, household layouts designed to minimize risk. These practices, passed down through generations, represent accumulated wisdom about living with sleepwalking. This cultural variation shows again that sleepwalking is universal, while its meaning and management are culturally specific. The experience is human, but the interpretation is cultural. Most sleepwalking episodes go unwitnessed. They happen in privacy, in darkness, while other household members sleep. The sleepwalker rises, moves, returns to bed, and no one ever knows. There's something almost mystical about this, the idea that these experiences happen in complete privacy, witnessed by no one, remembered by no one, leaving no trace except perhaps a vague sense of incomplete rest. The unseen episodes aren't less real for being unobserved. They happen in full embodied reality, just without witnesses. The sleepwalker moves through actual space, performs actual actions, experiences actual moments, all in solitude. Sleep changes throughout life. Infants sleep 16 to 18 hours daily in multiple periods. Children need 9 to 11 hours. Adults need 7 to 9 hours. Elders often sleep less, with more frequent nighttime waking. These changes reflect shifting needs. Growing brains require more sleep. Maturing bodies need substantial rest. Aging bodies sleep differently, but not necessarily less effectively. Your sleep at this moment is part of this lifelong journey. The way you sleep now differs from how you slept as a child, differs from how you'll sleep in decades to come. Sleep is dynamic, evolving, always responsive to age and need. But through all these changes, sleep remains essential. The form changes, but the function persists. Restoration, healing, memory consolidation, emotional processing. Sleep is your constant companion through life. If you're still listening, still aware, you've traveled the full path with remarkable dedication, but you're released from any obligation to continue. You can surrender completely now. The journey is essentially complete. Your body is so deeply at rest. Every muscle loose, every joint soft, every cell settling into the restoration that sleep provides. Your breath is barely perceptible, gentle as morning mist. There's nothing left to accomplish, nothing to understand, nothing to remember, just this gentle descent into complete rest, supported by the knowledge that you're safe, you're cared for. You belong to the great community of sleeping humans. Despite all our scientific understanding, sleepwalking retains an element of mystery. We understand mechanisms, but not meaning. We know how, but not always why. We can describe, but not fully explain. There's humility in this shared mystery. It reminds us that consciousness itself remains mysterious, that sleep holds secrets we haven't yet unraveled. that the brain contains complexities beyond current understanding. But mystery isn't frightening when it's shared. It's comforting to know that no one has all the answers, that everyone is learning together, that we're all equally humble before sleep's depths. If you could see Earth from space and somehow perceive sleep, you'd see waves of unconsciousness moving across the planet as night travels westward. Millions falling asleep, millions waking in constant rotation. The sleeping zone shifts continuously, following darkness, bringing rest to one part of the planet while waking another. It's a global wave, eternal and rhythmic, as constant as Earth's rotation itself. From space, it would be invisible, but it's happening. Thousands of quiet nighttime journeys occurring simultaneously across the sleeping world, each one private and particular, yet all connected by shared neurology. You're part of this planetary rhythm. When you sleep, you join the great wave of human rest. When you sleepwalk, you participate in a phenomenon happening simultaneously in countless homes across the sleeping Earth. Your sleep tonight is continuous with all that ancient sleep. The mechanisms are older than humanity, older than mammals, reaching back into evolutionary history to the first creatures that needed rest. Sleepwalking, too, has ancient roots. How ancient, we don't know. But if sleep is ancient, if the brain architecture that permits sleepwalking is ancient, then sleepwalking has likely been occurring for as long as brains have been complex enough to support it. This continuity is profound. It connects you backward through time to countless ancestors, forward to descendants you'll never meet, and sideways to all sleeping creatures currently alive. You're part of something vast, timeless, eternal. Sleep is a gift your body gives you every night, a period of rest, restoration, healing. A time when consciousness releases its grip and deeper processes take over. A necessary surrender that allows life to continue. Every night that you sleep safely, that your body maintains itself automatically, that your brain navigates the intricate architecture of sleep stages. These are gifts, unearned, unasked for, simply given by your biology. You don't have to earn sleep. You don't have to deserve rest. These are granted by your nature, by being alive, by having a body that requires and provides restoration. The gift is unconditional. We've traveled so far together tonight, through science and history, through body and brain, through patterns and mysteries. Now, as we approach the end of this gentle journey, let's drift into the most ethereal space, the boundary between sleepwalking and dreaming, between movement and stillness, between consciousness and its complete absence. These final facts are the softest, the most dreamlike. They float at the edges of understanding, touching on experiences that exist in that liminal space where sleep becomes deepest, where awareness fades to almost nothing. The voice will continue, gentle and constant, all the way to the end, but your attention can float away completely. Sleep is so close now, so close. Sleepwalking exists in a liminal space, a threshold between states, neither fully one thing nor another, not awake, not traditionally asleep, but something in between, something that defies simple categorization. Liminal spaces have always fascinated humans. Doorways, shorelines, dawn and dusk, places and times that exist between categories. They feel magical, mysterious, charged with possibility.